This is Star Traders Frontiers, and this is the new player tips and tricks video for Star Traders Frontiers. My name is Lord of Sin for Sin's Arcade. Star Traders Frontiers is a complex sandbox game with multiple layers under the hood, and we at Sin's Arcade are here to help you out with 5-ish tips and tricks that all new players should know to start the game. Number 1. Take it easy. It is not recommended to choose a combat build for your first build, so don't go for a bounty hunter or a pirate in that respect. Okay? Do not play on hard or higher difficulty for your first couple of games because of permadeath. Be prepared to get frustrated due to your actions more than the RNG in the game, random number generation. Do not rush through and click like crazy. You want to make wise choices, so please take time to carefully read what is going on, as the details actually really do matter. You will make better decisions with more information. And you're most likely going to start over a few times. Most games are not lost forever, and digging your way out of a bad sequence of events can be rough, but very rewarding. Just remember that you always have options. Number 2, pay attention. The factions may seem confusing at first. You will not make friends with everyone, so don't make your enemies hate you worse early on. Independents don't keep track of reputation at all as of this point, so please pay attention to conflicts like this alliance between factions themselves. And also, I would like you to understand that time continues to keep moving. Each turn is roughly 16 hours of time. Okay, so currently in this game that I have up in front of me, I've had 23,000 turns in, and this captain has been a captain for this long. So time does keep moving. The game continues to get more difficult the longer that you survive. Pay close attention to your time frames for healing, for spicing your crew, for repairing your ship, and for hyper jumps. Each hyper jump also takes time, as it instantaneously jumps the clock forward every time that you make a jump. Each new captain is a new choose-your-own story in a progressive sandbox. While you can do whatever you want, you don't have to follow the story at all. Each decision has weight, and because of the Iron Man save system, you cannot go back. You can ignore the story, but you will still be affected by it regardless. You can also take part in faction conflicts if you want, and reputation does indeed matter in this game more than you think it does. Number 3, know your basics. There are many different types of rewards in the game for patrolling, blockading, spying, and exploring activities. Play them responsibly and be sure to look for talents to help you manipulate them. Pay attention to rumors and events, as they can temporarily affect the difficulty. Pick your battles. Trade is a necessary activity in the game. The game is called Star Traders for a reason. You can make serious profit with level 3 and level 4 trade permits selling in bulk. Try to get at least a level 1 trade permit with all factions if possible. Pay close attention to trade law. Up here, where you have your trade law here, in this case this is a level 6 very high trade law, so smaller items won't be able to be sold at this location. So pay close attention to the trade law and any rumors or events, because most quadrants will have trade routes that you can also figure out between the different planets in that quadrant, and each quadrant will have different things that they can work with depending upon what different items or systems are inside of that quadrant. Leveling up your crew will always trump upgrading your ship. Always. Modifying your ship to meet the needs of your evolving crew and not the other way around. Do not upgrade your ship too quickly. Story missions and conflict missions, the center column for any mission giving contact. The ones in the center, the ones on the left are always based on the contact's traits. The ones on the far right are always for helping one of their associate contacts, either hindering or helping one of their contacts. But the ones in the center always deal with conflicts that happen with that specific faction at the time. Do not level up your military or edict ranks until your crew and ship are upgraded enough to take on these tougher jobs. Dealing with ships. Whenever you are out and about in space, and let's just go ahead and fly to this location just to see if I can get a ship to pop up. Apparently not. We'll fly back and forth here. Dealing with ships. Whenever you, number 4, dealing with ships. Acknowledge whenever possible. Now, you can get acknowledgments from being friendly or having at least a positive of 10 reputation or higher with the faction. Now, you can surrender to pirates when you have no cargo to typically prevent a fight and still gain some experience. You can surrender peacefully to explorers, smugglers, and merchants, and the only risk of that is loss of any illegal cargo that you may be carrying. There are talents like Stiff Salute, which help with military officers and bounty hunters. Plus, the higher your ranks with your trade permits, military ranks, or edicts, then the easier you can mitigate encounters. Bribe down to nearly 0% and then retreat is always a good option too. Do not let your pride get the best of you. Know when to run away. Regarding ship combat, please note that the weapons you have and their ranges. Each weapon uses a certain amount of reactor points, or RP, as does the advancing or retreating of a range level. Navigation and speed matter for ranges 4 and 5, while pilot and agility matter for ranges 3, 2, and 1, respectively. Talents do not use reactor points, but do have cooldown timers, and you have to plan your combat ahead while dealing with ship and crew debuffs. Try to cripple ships and do not destroy them if at all possible. You will suffer reputation loss for destroying ships. Please be sure to watch your morality during flights and after ship encounters. Hotkey T brings up your crew manifest. You can filter from here by all crew. You can filter by injured, and that injured doesn't just counter physically injured personnel, but also morality injured personnel. As you can see here, each of these people have lower morale in addition to lower health. So please be paying attention to your morality points and your health points, and work with them especially. Some talents will also affect your crew's morality. You cannot heal well enough on ship itself. You do have to make port to heal. So heal, spice, and pay before you repair and refuel. And again, pay attention to the time frames, especially if you're on a mission or two that have severe time that need to be handled. As you can see, my ship has taken some serious damage here. I'll get that resolved off camera. Number 5, flexibility is survival. Each officer, captain included, can max out to 3 jobs, but it is recommended that you only focus on 2 jobs to begin with and get those to a minimum level 5 as soon as possible. Don't take your 3rd job for any officer right away, as you may need skills for a certain job type later, and it pays to have that flexibility open. Your crew all have different attributes, skills, and traits which make them unique. Pay attention to the negative aspects and determine if they are a good fit for the team. While your starting crew and officers are usually pretty good, you will ultimately hold ultimate control over their employment. So you have to be in a civil zone to dismiss crew. You cannot dismiss them out in space. Also, be sure to look for recruits from specific types of contacts so that you can build your crew to the way